Did you ever notice how many times a day you try to persuade someone? Sit down right now, mister, and do your homework. What do you mean the insurance will only pay 50%? I've been paying premiums to you guys for years. Trust me, there's no product on the market right now as good as ours. Hey, Tom, any chance you can keep your dog in your own yard? It happens a lot, but did you know you can become better at this? Much better. In fact, anyone can, because persuasion is a skill, and skills are learnable. To get started, consider using a process that's withstood the test of time. More than 2,300 years ago, the philosopher Aristotle showed that there are three key drivers of persuasion. His Greek terms were ethos, logos, and pathos, and they remain to this day among the most useful ways to get people from no to yes, in your personal life or in your work life, with your friends, your kids, your coworkers, your customers, your legislators, even your mother-in-law. But perhaps the best way to explain this is by example. Let's take an especially tough one to demonstrate the power of this approach. Something like persuading a suspect to confess to shoplifting a cart of groceries. Let's call the guy Jason. Now, what's going to cause Jason to tell Detective Dave, yes, I did it, when Jason's inclined to say, no, you got the wrong guy? Well, there are actually dozens of approaches that Detective Dave could take, but the simplicity of Aristotle's framework cuts through all of that and gives Dave a time-honored process that just works. Aristotle's first principle of persuasion is this: the person delivering the message has to be credible. If I don't trust you, or if I don't like you, or if I don't think you know what you're talking about, then it doesn't really matter what you say. I'm probably going to reject it. That's ethos, the attributes of the speaker. Are you believable or not? Do you really have my best interest in mind, or just your own? So to use this, Detective Dave might say something like, look, Jason, I've been doing this for 25 years, and I'm tired of seeing young guys like you go to jail for a first offense. I know you're only trying to take care of your family, so just write down your confession, and I'll put in a good word with the prosecutor. Well, maybe he gets the confession, and maybe he doesn't. Kind of depends on whether Jason finds Dave to be believable, whether Dave has ethos. The second driver of persuasion is the quality of the message itself. Does it make sense? Is it sufficiently supported with convincing evidence? Does it have what Aristotle called logos, a logic and consistency that the other person will find compelling? Detective Dave might say, look, Jason, we have you on video shoplifting. If you cooperate and confess, you're probably looking at a fine. If you don't, it's at least 30 days in prison. Maybe a whole year if the judge is in a bad mood. What do you say? There's an obvious logic to Dave's argument, and as long as Jason thinks Dave is credible, that he's being truthful about the video and the likely sentences, then Dave might get his confession. But if he still doesn't get it, there's a third way, and some people think it's the most powerful of all. It's called pathos, and in plain English it means appealing to the emotions of the person you're trying to persuade. Tug at their heartstrings with a story. Show them pictures that produce tears, or generate anger or fear to change their mind and their decision. That's okay, Jason, Dave could say. You don't have to confess to anything. We have your kids in another room, and I'm pretty sure we can find a way to get them to tell us what you did. Now, chances are the detective will finally get what he needs. In fact, pathos is so powerful that Dave might get a confession even if Jason is innocent. So be careful how you use it. Ethos, logos, and pathos. Ancient ideas, but they solve modern problems, whether it's an interrogation or an interview for a job. If you're serious about becoming more persuasive, it makes sense to start here.